Howdy folks, welcome back to Yooka Laylee. This is episode 11. I just realized that I cannot see a clock, and today is the arms test punch. Why wasn't that going? You have a lot of time for this puzzle when it's really, honestly, not that difficult. This reminds me of those toys. Like, I think the idea was there was water inside it, and you had little rings, and you had to get them tossed up. You had to rope the thing with the... There were little rings, and you had to... They were floating in water, and wow. I assume it was kind of a 90s thing. Okay, come on, I did it, yeah. Oh, that was not what I was supposed to do. There's plenty of time for this puzzle. I'm gonna do fine. I can't even remember which direction. Okay. See, even when I totally botched it so bad. Anyway, the toy I was trying to talk about, there were like these rings in water and you had to push buttons and hope they roped the thing. I don't think there was any skill to it. It was just obnoxious. Those probably still exist somewhere. I've been watching some videos about the failings of Yooka Laylee, and this is one I never thought about. Why is the camera facing Yooka and Laylee? It should be so that I can see what's going on. It should be behind you when you come out the door. Was there... There's a pagey under here, isn't there? This is also the direction you're supposed to take to actually come in the first place. I think there's a switch. I did that whole thing where I jumped over where you're very obviously not supposed to. But it was possible and I did it and that was fun. Missed me a pagey though. I can't remember how many pages we need. I think it's 11 plus 13, which is 24. I was saying 21 at some point during the previous episode, but that was counting from the pages I already had. The actual goal, I think, is 11 plus 13. Anyway, and this level just sucks so much. Can I still make this? Oh, you can't reptile roll with the bubble, is what I just tried to do. Today's the arms test punch, and I want to be done recording the last part of the arms test punch, and I want to be done recording. I have 2 hours. What am I talking about? I'm not going to be recording for 2 hours, guys. That would be nuts. Anyway, Moody Maze Marsh is easily the worst level in this game. I'm about to run out of bubble. Oh, okay, I'm fine. Everything worked out. As long as I still get to the page in time. The whole structure is so maze-like, which is just not good for a collectathon. Really, the worst part of it, if I just noticed this hole and bothered to go underwater, that would have been fine. I find too many of... I also don't like the noise those mushrooms make when you get close to them. I wonder... Surely they realized that these things were super easy to... Oh, I already did this. I just came from a different direction. I don't think there's anything else. I was going to make a joke about the arms thing. That my arms are likely to fall off by the time I'm done. Oh, that would have been a lovely shortcut to have. Because I had to turn the game off, and I used the illusion of movie magic. These are some examples. One of the recent videos I watched spoke about how the collectibles are just arbitrary and not leading you anywhere. And that was, I've already pointed out in the companion Banjo Kazooie part of this. But there were notes, I don't think any of them were quite this obnoxious to get. But there were some notes that were just there as busy work, too. The problem is each of these levels has 200 quills compared to 100 notes. And they're not as densely packed. The density of collectibles is lower per square foot of level, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. I'm gonna mention this again, even though I did it in my Banjo Kazooie video. The only enemy variety in this game is in the jokey eyeballs attaching to stuff. And I like that joke. I think it's good. It was useful. I think when I did this the first time... How do I use Sonar Explosion? Okay, it's crouch and Y. Oh, that makes no sense whatsoever. Does this work? If I remember to push the right button. Ugh. Do I seriously have to be this close? Oh. Okay. Well, it's a pagey. It's a lemon. I forgot which button goes into first-person mode. Oh, that is the stupid, horrible mushroom seed land. Where is that? Is that the boss room that you don't know is a boss room, but I do? Over here is the guy that purifies everything. Except it's not everything, it's just this one piece of land. Or, I guess it's actually water. Oh, he has inner tubes. His name is Jolly. He keeps everything clean and fresh. How does he still have a job? There's a pagey stuck in it. And this is the most obnoxious tongue lash part. Except hopefully with the knowledge that you don't just avoid jumping if you can help it. I should have an easier time of it. Oh yeah, I have to... That was neat. I like that little switch going on. Stuff like that hidden about the environment is why I like Tongue Lash, because it has so many interactions like that. If the controls were just better for the actual grappling hook, it'd be great. I think this is timed once I hit this, which is why you have to ground pound it. They like putting those bee guys around so that they'll hit you while you're trying to... That's kind of Castlevania Medusa head level BS. IMO. Not this in particular, but there are sections where you're trying to jump. I'm not going to make it. Like, it's going to take me too long to actually do the ground pound. That's what I get for casually complaining about bees. That was the mistake that I made repeatedly. Please, like, see, it went to that one. Why did it go to that and not to the platform? Like, they're obviously supposed to save you if you fall in the water, but that's not how it functions. It's just really, really bad. I'm not gonna make it again. Okay. Third time is the charm. And my nose is just something fierce. I think it's Tribal Stack Tropics, the upper parts where these bees exist and you're trying to do some clever platforming. And a lot of times those stupid bullets don't even come anywhere near you. So you're not really thinking about them, then oops, you got them. You're dead. Yeah, there's a lot of poop jokes in this. But some people have said the writing isn't that bad, and there's still some good humor in here and some decent puns and so on. I'm not saying that Banjo Kazooie was, you know, Shakespeare or whatever. But then you... Trouser Snake is so immature and dumb. But I love it and I can't live without it. Like, I'm kind of hypocritical in that regard. That is the Molly Cool. I don't know how to get to it. I always want to reptile roll to go faster under here. I feel like this game has more of all the bad stuff that was in Banjo Kazooie, because it's Banjo Kazooie, but more in several ways. What? I think you're just gonna have to learn to live with it, because I need to be a different animal. Being a bat and a chameleon is not gonna do me any favors here. I feel like quills are also kind of largely pointless. Wait, does this require... It does. I can't do much of anything here. There might be a Ghost Rider I can handle. Are there... Please tell me there's butterflies. There are not. There's nothing in here for me to use to kill these guys, is there? So I guess I just need to go into evasion mode. You're the one that I have to catch. Oh! Well, that sucked. At least I hit a checkpoint. They should have had more of these doors, or like an explicit checkpoint, I think. Because the game, you've seen me have to backtrack across levels multiple times. Which is just obnoxious. How are you supposed to get this guy? Run him into a wall? You're just not maneuverable enough without the reptile roll. I feel like some people think these are better than Jinjos. I really don't. Like, I kind of like the gamification of it rather than just straight being collectibles. Why am I going up? I don't want to go up. I want to go down and get in the bubble again. This may not be what I'm supposed to be doing. These ones are the worst in particular. I prefer to just have the collectibles like that. Although I think it worked better in Banjo Kazooie, where it just gave you more stuff to... One Jiggy was essentially 5 collectibles. In this, one of the 25 pages is 5 collectibles, so there's 30 collectibles. The sonar explosion says something about not using it near glass. And then you see that glass, you need another move to do that. That was a real flub on their part. I wonder if I can go into that pipe with the current. Like, I see that and I think, oh, I need to go somewhere and turn off the current first, but I think it just means you have to use the bubbly bubble. I'm sure there's a clever name for it. Yeah, you're dying. I don't care. We are still not anywhere near 21 pages, are we? I didn't do the worst part of Glitter Glaze, the horrible reptile roll. A lot of people complained of the reptile roll's controls, and I think for the most part it's alright. But when they occasionally they want you to do more with it than it can do. I did not go fast enough. It was all the way open, right? This is do everything at least twice, the montage. It's really not a montage, though. I can't reptile roll in the bubble, right? It's on the same key. Maybe I'm just supposed to run regular old ukulele run. Okay. That's not working. He picked up speed. What am I doing wrong? That's what I'm doing wrong. I'm stupid. Okay, we're never talking about the embarrassment I just went through there. Basically, the solution to that puzzle is to pop the bubble so the current takes you where you're supposed to go. Here, I believe it's the no, I guess it's not the opposite. I just need to get up fast enough that I don't get murdered by the thorns. It always perplexed me how when you do this, you get your air back. There's basically no threat to the underwater sections, and I personally prefer that, because underwater stuff usually sucks. I'm gonna bump into... Yeah, there's... I was like, oh, I'll go... There is a ledge here, right? Yeah, but there's nothing on it. Well, I guess that is... You're supposed to avoid that. I see. Go over here and over there. Oh. It's too murky to really see. You know how those there's a lot of games that are like, set your brightness so that the lion is barely visible or whatever. I never do that. Because their solution to almost everything is make it so dark that you can't see anything. And that's not immersive. That's not... That's just... Occasionally there are games that heavily involve lighting and it makes sense. But most of the time, they're just obscuring stuff to make it horrible. Okay. I have to get up there within a certain time, right? No. Okay. Whatever, I'll take it. This is a nice little puzzle segment. What did that do? The camera is freaking out. I cannot wait for that polish update. Did that do 2 butterflies of damage? And the camera got hung on that too. There are a few persistent camera issues that are pretty... That should have been taken care of during the demo and toy box stages. I feel like. These things where it hangs on edges and stuff, those are a little more forgivable because doing camera stuff is hard. And I feel like the Yooka Laylee, altogether, a lot of what you can describe it as is rushed. The expansion worlds feel to me... I kind of wonder if they had the intent to make each level like 15 pages or something. And they got enough money, like, we'll make more pages and do this expansion thing. Maybe that was all. I didn't pay too much attention to the Kickstarter. I was like, oh, someone's going to do Banjo Kazooie? I'll kickstart that. I'll get... Speaking of Kickstarter, I've seen people be like, I'm never backing a Kickstarter again after Yooka Laylee did horrible things to me. And I feel like there are people that say that after everything. And this isn't... I'm trying to think of some of the other Kickstarters that were a real failure. There's that space-based DF9 thing that I understand really went poorly. I didn't play it. And that turned everybody off this really cool game by Double Fine called Massive Chalice. Whose gimmick was that it's XCOM. We'll come visit you once we find the play coin, I guess. Which I have no idea where it might be. But it's... The basic gameplay is sort of like XCOM. Only you're playing over a 300-year span, and every mission is like every 10 years or so. And your heroes die, and there's a lot of mechanics to pass on stuff. It's a generational game, which you don't see a whole ton of. Like, Rogue Legacy is allegedly generational. That's really just a normal roguelike progression. I guess a lot of the Paradox grand strategy games are that. But Space apparently turned enough people off that they were never going to do a Double Fine project again. And I can respect that, but just... You have to temper your expectations with Kickstarter. And usually what you're doing is pre-ordering a game. You want to do it with people that are probably going to deliver at least. Like Space apparently was also just a bad game. But you pre-order a game and usually you get it like at least half off. I paid $15 in strange British money for this game. It's a $40 game otherwise. And I feel like, absolutely, I would have gotten it at a Steam sale for that price. But I got to play it right when it came out. And arguably that's not such a great thing, but... Because there's a lot of little issues that hopefully will be fixed eventually. People keep saying that the patch isn't going to come out until the Switch version comes out. And I feel like the Switch version is going to be well into the summer, so I hope to goodness that they're going to do the patch before they do the Switch version. I mean, there's a lot to do on this little island, and we are 20 minutes into the episode, so I will see you guys for episode 12, where we are not going to have enough pages. Damn. Thanks for watching. See ya. You know the deal. Next episode of Yooka Laylee on the left, next episode of Banjo Kazooie on the right. Playlists for both in the description below. And as always, thank you for watching.